In a world obsessed with sharing every detail of our lives, the truly wise understand the power of silence. What if I told you that by keeping just 7 things private, you could protect your peace, preserve your pride, and secure your future? These aren't secrets to hide out of shame. They're strategic choices rooted in ancient Stoic philosophy that empower you to stay grounded, focused, and resilient amidst chaos. Ready to master the art of discretion and take control of your life? Stay tuned, because this video will reveal the 7 things a wise person never reveals, at any cost. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more timeless wisdom that can change how you live, think, and thrive. Number 1. Family conflicts. Family is the cornerstone of our existence, the people we are bound to by blood, history, and shared life experiences. Yet within this sacred circle, conflicts inevitably arise. How we handle these conflicts defines not only the quality of our relationships, but also the state of our inner peace. A wise person understands that family conflicts must be kept private at all costs, and this principle is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics teach us to distinguish between what is within our control and what lies outside of it. Family conflicts, especially the messy, emotional ones, are often beyond our complete control. When we expose these conflicts publicly, whether on social media, through gossip, or casual conversations, we hand over power to external forces, the opinions, judgments, and emotions of others. This invites interference and escalates tensions, making what could have been resolved quietly into a spectacle of drama. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, reminds us that our true possessions are our reason and virtue. These are inviolable when guarded properly. Revealing family disputes to others risks diluting your reason with emotional upheaval, and your virtue may be questioned or undermined in the court of public opinion. Instead of controlling the narrative, you become a victim to it, losing the inner sovereignty the Stoics so fiercely valued. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of harmony and the community around you. The family is your closest community, a microcosm of society where your actions and reactions matter most. By keeping conflicts private, you protect the dignity and unity of this unit. You preserve the possibility of reconciliation and growth, without the corrosive influence of external voices sowing discord. Epictetus teaches that we should not be disturbed by things beyond our control, and that includes the judgments of others about your family. A wise person focuses on their own response, maintaining patience and temperance. Sometimes this requires swallowing pride, practicing forgiveness, and working silently behind the scenes to heal fractures. This is not weakness, but a demonstration of strength, the strength to endure discomfort for the greater good of peace and loyalty. Finally, by guarding family matters closely, you protect not only your own peace, but the legacy and emotional well-being of future generations. What you choose to keep private is a gift to your family, a space where love can heal, lessons can be learned, and bonds can be rebuilt without the noise of public scrutiny. In essence, keeping family conflicts private is a profound act of control, dignity, and respect, both for yourself and those closest to you. It is a Stoic strategy for cultivating inner tranquility and fostering stronger, more resilient relationships. Number 2, spiritual beliefs. Our spiritual beliefs form the bedrock of our inner world. They shape how we understand existence, purpose, and morality. Yet this sacred dimension is profoundly personal and subjective, a private covenant between your soul, and the universe. A wise person understands that spiritual beliefs are not trophies to display or weapons to wield in debates, but rather guiding principles to be lived quietly and sincerely. This is a crucial lesson from Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to protect our inner tranquility by keeping faith private. Stoicism makes a clear distinction between what lies within our control, our own judgments, choices, and actions, and what lies outside, others' opinions, social approval, or external circumstances. When you loudly proclaim your spiritual beliefs or seek to convince others of your worldview, you risk entangling your peace with forces beyond your control. You become vulnerable to judgment, conflict, and emotional turmoil. Instead of living your faith with calm certainty, you may find yourself defensive, anxious, or frustrated by the resistance or rejection of others. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoics, teaches that wisdom comes not from arguing about what is right, but from embodying what is right. True spiritual strength shows itself through consistent action and integrity, rather than loud declarations. When you live your values in everyday conduct, through compassion, patience, humility, and courage, you express the deepest truths of your beliefs far more powerfully than words ever could. This silent witness draws respect and inspires others without forcing confrontation or division. Moreover, public discussions about faith often devolve into conflict and misunderstanding because spiritual truths are deeply personal and varied. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to accept that others may hold different beliefs and to maintain kindness and tolerance in the face of such differences. Attempting to convert or debate others not only wastes precious time and energy, but also distracts you from your own path of self-improvement and virtue. Keeping your spiritual beliefs private is an act of profound self-discipline and wisdom. It preserves your mental clarity and emotional stability by insulating your sacred convictions from external noise and criticism. This inward focus allows your faith to grow organically, nourished by personal reflection and lived experience rather than external validation or dispute. In this way, guarding your spiritual beliefs aligns perfectly with the Stoic ideal of living according to nature and reason. It cultivates humility, recognizing that ultimate truth is often beyond our grasp, while empowering you to live authentically and peacefully amid the uncertainty of the world. Ultimately, your spirituality is your personal moral compass and inner sanctuary. Protect it by keeping it private, letting your life be the quiet testament to the values you hold dear. In doing so, you build an unshakable foundation of peace, strength, and wisdom that no external force can undermine. Number 3, financial details. Money is one of the most potent external forces that can influence our lives. Yet, from a Stoic standpoint, it is fundamentally indifferent. What truly matters is how we manage our relationship with wealth, not the wealth itself. A wise person guards their financial details with utmost discretion, understanding that revealing too much about their financial situation opens the door to judgment, envy, pity, and loss of control. The Stoics teach us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. While you can control your own spending, saving, and earning habits, you cannot control how others will react when they learn about your financial status. Disclosing income, debts, investments, or possessions invites external opinions that may be biased or harmful. Envy from others can lead to betrayal or ill will. Pity can undermine your pride, and unwanted advice or assumptions may pressure you into choices that are not aligned with your reasoned values. Marcus Aurelius wrote that, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This highlights the Stoic ideal of self-sufficiency and internal freedom, which is threatened when you tie your sense of security or self-worth to others' perceptions of your wealth. By keeping your financial affairs private, you protect this freedom, shielding your mind from the distractions and anxieties that come with external scrutiny. Furthermore, publicizing financial details turns what should be a private matter into a performance. It shifts the focus from wise stewardship and long-term planning to short-term approval and social comparison. A Stoic understands that true wealth lies in living virtuously, acting with prudence, justice, and temperance, regardless of the amount of money in one's possession. Epictetus also reminds us that true happiness is independent of external goods. It is rooted in virtue and tranquility. When you guard your financial life closely, you maintain the power to make choices quietly and thoughtfully, free from social pressures or expectations. In essence, keeping financial details private is an act of control over your resources, your emotions, and your social environment. It is a powerful defense against envy and distraction, allowing you to build real security within yourself, rather than relying on external validation. By embracing this Stoic approach, you create a fortress around your peace of mind, ensuring that your financial decisions serve your true purpose rather than the fleeting judgments of others. Number 4. Romantic history. Our past relationships are deeply personal chapters in the story of who we are, intimate lessons etched in memory and experience. Yet a wise person understands that romantic history is not public entertainment nor fodder for endless discussion. Stoicism teaches that such matters are best kept private to preserve emotional stability and personal growth. Romantic experiences often stir strong emotions: love, heartbreak, regret, or even bitterness. When these are aired openly, whether to friends, social media, or casual acquaintances, it risks reopening old wounds and inviting emotional turbulence. The Stoics emphasize the importance of mastering our emotions rather than being mastered by them. By keeping your romantic past private, you avoid emotional flooding that can disrupt your inner calm and cloud your reason. Seneca advised that we should not be slaves to passion or circumstance, but strive to cultivate a mind governed by reason. Rehashing old pains publicly risks falling into the trap of emotional dependency or victimhood, which undermines your autonomy. Instead, the Stoic path encourages silent reflection and healing, allowing time and wisdom to transform past experiences into lessons rather than burdens. Additionally, sharing intimate details of past relationships can invite judgment, unsolicited opinions, or pity, none of which serve your peace or dignity. It exposes vulnerabilities that can be exploited or misunderstood. A Stoic recognizes that true strength lies in self-possession and discretion, not in seeking validation or sympathy. Romantic history is a private repository of growth, a personal archive from which you draw insight and resilience. By guarding it closely, you protect yourself from emotional manipulation and maintain control over your narrative. In essence, keeping romantic history private is an act of self-respect and emotional sovereignty. It reflects a commitment to healing, in silence and moving forward with clarity and grace, rather than being tethered to the past or the opinions of others. This approach empowers you to live fully in the present, embracing new connections with wisdom born from experience, yet unburdened by old pain. Number 5. Acts of self-discipline. True self-discipline is a quiet internal battle, a commitment to mastering oneself rather than seeking the applause of others. The Stoics place immense value on self-control, seeing it as a cornerstone of virtue and a key to living a flourishing life. A wise person understands that announcing or publicizing their acts of self-discipline turns a deeply personal transformation into a performance, which ultimately diminishes its power and meaning. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the importance of inner strength, reminding us that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. When you share every detail of your sacrifices, struggles, or routines, you risk anchoring your motivation to the approval of others rather than your own reasoned choice. This external focus can lead to pride, impatience, or discouragement when praise is withheld or criticism arises. All distractions from the true goal, steady progress in virtue. Epictetus taught that the wise person pursues discipline for its own sake, not for recognition. The fruits of self-discipline, improved character, greater resilience, and tranquility, are best demonstrated through actions and results, not announcements. By keeping your efforts private, you allow your transformation to unfold authentically, without the pressure to perform or the temptation to boast. Furthermore, publicizing self-discipline can invite envy or skepticism. Others may doubt your sincerity or attempt to challenge your progress, which can create unnecessary conflict or insecurity. The Stoic ideal is to cultivate an unshakable inner fortress, impervious to external opinions or distractions. Self-discipline is ultimately about control over your impulses, desires, and judgments. Guarding these acts closely nurtures humility and patience, virtues essential for enduring the long and often difficult path of personal growth. In essence, keeping your self-discipline private preserves the purity of your intent and strengthens your resolve. It reflects a mature understanding that true virtue is an internal achievement, silently built day by day, and revealed naturally through the quality of your life. Number 6. Good deeds that went unnoticed. In Stoic philosophy, virtue is its own reward. It requires no external applause or recognition to be meaningful. A wise person understands that the most profound good deeds are those performed quietly, without fanfare or the expectation of acknowledgement. This humble approach to kindness and generosity reflects a deep alignment with Stoic principles, where the aim is to act justly because it is the right thing to do, not because it elevates one's social standing. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This call to action emphasizes the importance of embodying virtue rather than proclaiming it. When good deeds are done solely for the sake of public approval, they risk becoming hollow performances, tainted by pride or vanity. The Stoics warn against this, urging us to purify our intentions so that they remain rooted in genuine care and justice. Epictetus teaches that the moral quality of an action depends entirely on the will behind it. When you choose to do good in silence, you ensure that your motives are sincere and uncorrupted by desires for praise or reward. This silent generosity nurtures an inner freedom that cannot be shaken by the fluctuating opinions of others. It strengthens your character by fostering integrity and humility, virtues essential for a resilient and tranquil mind. Furthermore, publicizing your good deeds can inadvertently stir negative emotions in others, such as envy or resentment. It may create expectations or pressure to continuously perform, turning altruism into a burdensome obligation rather than a freely chosen act of kindness. Stoicism encourages detachment from external outcomes, teaching us to act rightly, regardless of recognition or gratitude. Keeping your good deeds private also helps you develop a genuine humility that Stoics regard as a key to harmony within yourself and with the world. Humility here is not weakness but strength. The strength to serve others without ego, to give without strings attached, and to live in accordance with your principles regardless of external validation. In sum, the wisdom of keeping your benevolent actions unseen is a powerful expression of the Stoic ideal that true virtue is self-sustaining. It flourishes in quiet solitude, nourished by the unwavering commitment to justice and goodness, and by the profound satisfaction of knowing that you have done what is right, no more, no less. Number 7. Personal philosophy. Your personal philosophy, the core beliefs and values that guide your life, is your internal compass. It shapes how you perceive the world, make decisions, and respond to challenges. A wise person understands that this deeply held worldview is not something to be broadcasted or imposed on others, but lived quietly and authentically. The Stoics teach that the true power of philosophy lies not in persuasion, but in example. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Attempting to convince others of your worldview often leads to pointless arguments, frustration, and distraction from your own path of growth. Philosophy, in the Stoic sense, is a practical discipline, meant to cultivate wisdom, virtue, and tranquility within. When you try to force your beliefs on others, you risk becoming entangled in conflicts that disturb your inner peace and waste your precious energy. Epictetus emphasized that we should focus on what is within our control, our own judgments, actions, and responses. Changing others' beliefs is not within our power, and expending effort on this is both futile and counterproductive. Instead, embody your philosophy with consistency and humility. Let your conduct reflect your principles so clearly that it speaks louder than any argument. Moreover, when you keep your personal philosophy private, you protect it from being diluted or compromised by external pressures or the need for social acceptance. The Stoics valued independence of mind, understanding that true wisdom often runs counter to popular opinion. Guarding your beliefs allows you to explore and deepen them on your own terms, free from the influence of persuasion or criticism. Living your philosophy silently is an act of courage and integrity. It signals that your convictions are deeply rooted and not dependent on others' approval. This quiet embodiment commands respect and inspires others organically, without coercion or debate. In essence, the wisdom in keeping your personal philosophy private lies in preserving your mental sovereignty. It allows you to walk your path with clarity and strength, focused on self-mastery rather than winning others over. Thank you for watching and diving deep into these 7 things a wise person keeps private to protect their peace, pride, and future. Remember, it's not about secrecy. It's about control, self-mastery, and living according to Stoic wisdom. When you guard these parts of your life, you build a stronger, more resilient self, who isn't easily shaken by the chaos of the outside world. If you found value in this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more insights on Stoic philosophy and practical wisdom for everyday life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode that helps you grow in calm, strength, and clarity. Stay wise, stay grounded, and see you in the next video.